start recording. Bam.
We're on the internet.
True that.
Oh, look at that. We just popped up on Twitch. We still got that background from
Yeah, it's a good background, you know?
It is. Do you still think is there any more news about the Lord of the Rings series? Completely off topic, but that's what we do anyway, so.
Not really. I mean, other than that, it comes out this year, right?
Yep. And boy, oh boy, are we gonna have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Super exciting. Hold on, let me turn the audio up for you, because your audio is pretty low.
I can boost my own mic up too. La, 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 la,
I boosted the desktop audio a bit, so.
Yep.
Jesus, I don't know if it's my mic or what, but every time like I hear myself talking on the like stream, I always sound super like deep voiced.
If you have a deep voice, it's because it's called getting old. It's called growing up. It happens.
I guess.
Your body changes in new and exciting ways.
Yeah, so they say.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they told me. I'm not very excited about it now, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's the new year. It's been a while. We haven't spoken a whole bunch.
A whole month. Pretty much.
Yeah. Because you were supposed to come for Spider-Man, but you couldn't make it.
Yeah, because my mom broke her arm while in Mexico.
Which, yeah, that's not a good time.
Did I send you that picture with the screws?
You did, yeah. That didn't seem fun at all.
Nope. So we've been just helping out, pretty much being a good son. So, as you saw, for Santa brought me the Skywalker collection though, so that was pretty plus. Yeah. All 9 of them. Got to do the marathon at some point, and I need to watch that Spider-Man. Maybe I'll do that next Tuesday. Yeah,
I'm sure you've been thoroughly spoiled already.
No, because I'm not on. In case I'm off of, I'm not sure if I told you anyway, but I'm off of all social media completely, like Instagram, Facebook, everything. Twitter.
That's probably for your own mental health. The best thing you can do.
It's just, I should start reading a local newspaper instead of worrying about what's going on in other countries and shit like that, So I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. I mean, I've got some dating apps installed, so I'm kind of full of shit right now, so don't take my word for it.
Well,
but I don't know.
That's a little different. I mean, it will also directly impact your mental health, though, because dating online is awful.
Yes, it is. Like today, I've got a bunch of matches, and they're all bots. All of them. Every single one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's... well, actually, I got 2 ladies. I can't tell if they're bots yet.
Okay.
Because they may be really bad at English because they're not, local. So it could be that too. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, that's nice.
But yeah, all the it's super funny. I keep telling all the bots I don't have Snapchat, and then they just recommend another Snapchat. It's like they don't know what to respond to.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Funny. Like if it's not bots, it's a lot of like time and investment and like trying to sell yourself, even though you don't really care about yourself. Like
that.
I don't know. That was my experience, but
that or just some people you meet that like genuine go the extra step to connect with you don't want to connect 100%. They're not ready to make that final step, and it's kind of annoying. It's essentially like being. It's not even being friend zoned. It's just like, hey, do you want to meet up? Like, hey, do you want to stop? Do you want to make this in person?
Yeah, I mean, you do you do kind of find yourself like quite a bit while you're online dating, but like you don't really come to certain realizations till later. It's like, oh well, I came on a little too much, or like some people aren't ready for everything I'm ready for, or or you're just so desperate to be loved by someone that
for attention
that you kind of like
the warmth of human kindness.
You're willing to accept less than what you deserve. And I did get very lucky online dating. I'm married now to someone I met online dating, so
nice.
I think that's not the
optimal
common experience though. Like even for me, like I spent years doing online dating off and on, and like always just feeling worse about myself than ever before every time. So, yeah, I mean, it was like, it's just one of those things where, like, after years of online dating, like, I was like, well, I kind of always felt like I would never really be with somebody, and I can accept that. And yes, it's sad, but it's the truth. And I was wrong, which is great, but
Yeah. Well, I
it
talked
does
about
make
this
you like that.
with my therapist today because, like, one of the things I really want to work on this year is like trying to hopefully get into a committed relationship with another human being. That would be nice. Like,
Yeah.
even like it's just to be able to go out and reestablish contact with a complete stranger in such a close and intimate way. It's important. It's important to the human experience. Like, even if it falls apart, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Like, it's been like 4 or 5 years now since I've had, like, I wouldn't even consider like a brand new friend. Like, I just haven't been meeting new people or trying to be, like I said before. Well, I asked you for your birth date, and the reason was because I'm running down everybody's birthdays, like, in my little journal for the
Oh,
year.
okay.
Yeah, so because I don't have social media anymore, so I got to do it the old-fashioned way, manual.
Yeah. I only remember like a few people's birthdays. I think your birthday's in August. Is that
Yeah,
wrong?
no, it's August 25th.
Haha.
There you go.
That was the date of my
Yeah,
first kiss with my wife.
there you go. See,
August 25th.
lucky you, lucky me. I guess I don't know. It works out somehow. Just don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just like, I guess when you're doing online dating, just
Yeah. Yeah.
don't
I'm
take.
not gonna let it tear me apart. I'm not gonna let it
Yeah.
rip me a new asshole. I think that's the most important thing, because I have let it do that to me in the past, or I start beating the shit out of myself because, oh man, I can't even get a girl on like one of these stupid like apps. How am I supposed to meet like a girl at a bar, or at a club, or a library, which would be super cool, or somewhere else? Like, when you meet girls, places, human beings, things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because when you're a guy dating online, it's like, fuck, it's rough, dude, because it's just bots, or it's just girls who want to sell you their OnlyFans, and then, like, there's like the 5% that are actually looking for an intimate relationship. And I've talked to girls like on the other end too, and they say it's rough because it's just an endless sea of men all the time. Like, that's just
Yeah.
what it is. And then so you're trying to stand out, like, from all that.
Well, also, like, it kind of feels like a video game that you're trying to like speed run in a way, or like, like you're just trying to like make progress, but you're just stuck on the first level every time, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't get anywhere because every time you try, like, the game crashes, or
Yeah.
something bugs out or whatever. Like, just you
There have
just get
only been
frustrated.
there have been a few girls I met through online that I ended up taking in real life. A lot of them didn't work. Okay, well, actually, all of them didn't work out. So, but and then some of them are just kind of flings, which is something I'm kind of okay with at this point. Just something, anything, warmth. I need to feel, I need to feel alive again.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I'm just gonna try to not let it tear me down. And if I'm like, up at 2 a.m. mindlessly scrolling, like, spending $30 on the premium subscription plans for all these different dating apps I got, then we got a problem.
Yeah. Do you need me to get you like a weighted heating blanket or something?
No, I'm good. I got a dog. I've got a German Shepherd who's being a complete asshole today. I should put that out. This dog can hear me. She's got 16 muscles in her ears, so I know she can hear me outside. But she's not listening to commands today at all at the park. It was just not a good day. She's a teenager right now. One and
Rebellious.
a half years. I know. Especially when it's the 90-pound German Shepherd. It's not easy.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been rewatching season 2 of Daredevil.
Oh, such good shit.
Yeah, and like the more I watch it, the more like Matt Murdock reminds me of you for some reason.
Another friend of mine wants me to be a lawyer, so I could. She's like, so you can get blind one day, you can learn how to deal with it, and then, like, you maximize your senses and beat people up. Like, I'm not gonna. I don't want to go blind. All right.
I mean, I feel like you even like kind of look similar to the actor, and like, yeah, I don't know. I was just like, wow, this guy reminds me of Cher.
Yeah, it's just me, man. I don't know. And also we have the same first name. We can put that out there too.
Yeah,
well. There's that too.
Yeah, the devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Yep. Micromanaging the shit out of that one block.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, I mean, as far as like personal stuff, I mean, not a lot. I mean, you mentioned we could talk about, our failing New Year's resolutions. I mean, I don't really do New Year's resolutions. Is that something that you do?
Well, no, there's just something like I was like, okay, like these is I don't know, they're just very basic. It's not even a resolution. It's like, okay, here's some things that kind of want to happen this year. You know, like
Yeah, it's just like
moderate
like goals.
Reasons to exist.
Oh,
put
okay.
it with that.
Wow.
Okay. So there's that.
Yeah.
So another one is I want to finish my first book. Outline's mostly done now. It's a bunch of shit. I just need to start writing dialogue. Like this is the thing. Like I gotta jump into because writing dialogue is just straight up not easy. You know, you can work on your prose on how you describe things and how they look, but dialogue is just really what separates I don't want to say men from the boys, but it's what separates the wheat from the chaff. There we go. That's what's it. It's the good kernels of actually interesting things that people quote, usually almost all of the time, is a line of dialogue. You know.
Yeah.
One ring to rule them all is literally a poem spoken by an elven lord. So, yeah.
I feel like
it's something like dialogue we get to start on.
I feel like everybody needs to like set personal goals throughout life and everything. I don't think waiting for one specific day to do it matters much. You know, like I think people like take New Year's resolutions like they're like, oh, I should do it because society says it's a thing, and then like, then they're just miserable for the 2 weeks they're trying to exercise and not drink alcohol, and it's like in life everything, there's a balance to everything, but I also think that there are some people that like New Year's resolutions can be fantastic for, because if you think about it, like there are so few things in life that actually can motivate people, and if that's one of those things, like I would never take that away from someone who like genuinely gets motivation from like, it's a new year, it's a new start for me, like I'm gonna set these goals and I'm gonna go through with them, and maybe it makes their life better and maybe it doesn't. I still think it's stupid, like New Year's resolutions, or thinking that the clock turning 1 minute changes your whole world. But if that's what motivates you to better yourself, then hey, I'm all for that.
It's like when I started really was in this early December, after my mom was all home and squared away and her operation was done and she was just on the mend. That's when I started like cleaning up really deep. I did a deep clean of my office space. I did a deep clean of my room. Because it's just you're right. It's just it's just another day. Just another day in the rotation around the sun. So can't take it too seriously, but also at the same time, you shouldn't be like so not seriously that you're lacking discipline. It's a hard line to walk, especially these days, because so much of what you're dependent on doing and succeeding in life really just comes down to how hard you're willing to focus on one thing at a time.
Right.
And focus is a hard thing to have these days with how many things, like you said, like I said, apps. There are apps for New Year's resolutions, and there are apps that build themselves around the whole New Year's thing. And they're just designed around pop-up notifications.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm doing it right now. I'm looking at my phone right now.
Did you stay up for New Year's or do anything for New Year's?
We did with my, so we had the whole family home. So we decided to just stay up, and we had a bottle of champagne. Because my mom is a member of a very nice winery. We actually ended up the day before New Year's. We actually ended up driving to the North Bay to go to a winery for a tasting. It was their New Year's thing where they have like a bubble room. Tasted a lot of champagne. I don't know why they would make dry champagne. I don't fucking know why people would even buy it. But dry champagne, I tried it for the first time. It literally makes my mouth dry.
Dry champagne.
Yeah, dude, it's dry champagne.
Well, people seem to like dry wine as well. I don't really drink. I mean, when I say really, I mean I don't drink, but I do use dry wine for cooking.
Yeah, that's what all it should be used for, probably.
I mean, that's all I know. It can be like
if you listen. All I say is if you drink dry wine and enjoy it, just let me know. Like, thanks for letting me. I don't want to hang out with you. Thanks for letting me know that right away. It's good. It's good you tell me these things right off the bat. I don't want to go out to eat with you. Let's put it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get it, but hey,
Trust me, I was there. I drank it. I don't get it either, man.
I would say whatever wets your whistle, but apparently dry wine doesn't do that.
It literally dries your whistle, so it's like it's not even a good sharp whistle. It's just a dry, endless agony.
You can be a salesman if you know you can market dry wines. You know, hey, do you want to know what it's like to feel like you've been trapped in the desert for 30 days with no water? Drink this Chardonnay.
Exactly, pretty much.
Yeah. Why not?
So we did that. We had a good, but it was paired with like food. I had oyster for the first time, but it was like it was fried oyster. And it was just eating like it was like eating. Oh, we had crab too, Dungeness crab. It was like it had like little caviar mixed in with it. I've never had caviar before, so that was interesting.
That's very fancy.
It was. The dishes were so small. We had to stop in and out on the way home.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you stay up till midnight, like I don't want to eat a whole bunch and then like go to bed. So like we just did like a charcuterie board.
Oh, we wine tasted the day before, so that's okay. So. But for New Year's, the whole day we were home for like the day before New Year's, and then New Year's Eve we stayed up, and then we went right to bed.
Yeah, we stayed up, just like had some salami and crackers and cheese, and there was nothing else like on, so they put on like the CNN dropping the ball with friggin' Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper.
They were fucked up, dude. That guy was trashed. It was so funny.
Andy Cohen's actually funny, and like he went on his like soapbox about Bill de Blasio, which he wasn't wrong, but it's like people were like calling for him to be fired and like never brought back, and it's like, well,
he was just so drunk. Like you shouldn't be getting drunk. One, you shouldn't be getting that drunk on air. Like I don't care who you are, because you're gonna say something stupid no matter who you are. Like it's just a fact of life.
I can see like networks like CNN like afraid of like backlash, so like they would like not bring him back or something, but like these big media companies need to learn eventually, like it's just content, and people love content even if they hate it.
People are here for the personality. Like I love Anderson Cooper because to me personally, he's done a lot for the LGBTQ community that a lot of people like activists just haven't done. Like he's done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell he was trying not to have that all done in one day. This guy was drunk getting up on his business. He was keeping him at arm's length. It was super funny. He was like, "Oh, Andy, I'm so happy we got to watch our kids grow up." And he's like, "Okay, just stay back away. You're way too drunk." It was super fun because I know drunk people that are totally like that. It's fine. When you're drunk, you're just not your best self. Like you're just not. Like you think you're your best self, but you're not. But it's good to be drunk sometimes. Like I know you don't agree with that, but to me, like,
no, it's not that I don't. I mean, I've never been drunk, so I don't know. But I mean, I think it's good for people to enjoy themselves, and as long as they're responsible for the most part. You're never gonna be fully responsible when you're drunk, but.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting live on air with a huge soapbox like CNN and just blasting a mayor that you don't.
To be fair, nobody liked him.
Like, I don't know anything about New York because I fucking hate New York. I think there are a bunch of people that are self-obsessed with themselves.
I mean, there a lot of like more localized news from like New York City. Obviously, goes like very public and nationwide during the pandemic. So, like all the stuff I know about Bill de Blasio stems from that stuff. And then you read more and learn more, but I just know people used to call him Bill de Bozio.
Yeah, that was another New Year's resolution. Now we're getting back onto the topic that was originally off topic, but whatever. Anyway, we're here for a ride. Hope how many viewers we had to? How many
Apparently 4, but 2 of them are us. So
good. Our clones, are they in the past or in the future? That's what it's actually want to know exactly.
Type in chat. Viewers, tell us, are you from the past or the future?
I didn't even, dude. This is amateur hour. I didn't even set my do not disturb, and I need to set a custom status to the link. God, dude, I'm fucking up today. Here we go. All right. But I have did I ever show you? I have a big stack of books that I wake up to every morning and look at. That are books that I need to read. It's no more than 30. But I always want to make sure they're the first thing I see when I wake up. And like, it's funny because people actually figured out what to get me as a gift for Christmas, because everybody used to just buy me beer because they didn't know what to give me, which is fine. I'll drink a bunch of beer unless it's like IPAs. Whenever people got me IPAs, I just gave them to my brother-in-law because he drinks that stuff.
Yeah.
But and now everybody's buying me books, so that pile is getting pretty big on my dresser, and my therapist is trying to get me to pussy out of it. I'm like, no, just I gotta drop onto the sand somewhere.
IPAs, I think, are more of like a personality trait than an actual beer at this point.
They're so bitter. I can't talk about bitter because I love stouts, or I don't even know. Would you describe a stout as bitter? I would describe it more as just
I wouldn't know what to describe it as. I apologize.
Okay. I love stouts so much.
All I know about root beer, I mean, all I know about beer is I like root beer.
There you go. Oh, that's right. You know, they have alcoholic less beers or something.
Those are disgusting.
Yeah, they probably are.
Like, to me, like, having non-alcoholic beer is like having non-caffeinated coffee. Like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, tell that to Mr. Potter. Come on, man. That was the first thing he mixed up every time he got into that office.
No, but like, I mean, I get it. It's like, you know, for people who like are recovering alcoholics or whatever, like they might just like want the taste, or like they need it to like trick their brain into thinking they're drinking or something. What it's good, you know. There's a purpose for it, but I'm just like, for people who want to drink, there is no purpose for it. Right?
Yeah,
because like most people aren't drinking. Well, I guess that's not true. Younger people, like when you're first like 21, right? You're not drinking for the taste of alcohol. You're drinking to get drunk. Maybe when you're like a little older, like, you know, late 20s, 30s, you're going out to enjoy social drinks with friends, like have a beer or whatever. Like maybe then you care more about the taste and you become a connoisseur or whatever. I don't know, but
yeah. Like for me in port, for me the main thing is like now I'm just drinking port, which is basically like drinking candy. It's just so delicious. And then I drink old fashions, which are again just like candy, basically. It has just a bunch of sugar and orange in it. Yeah, it tastes really good.
It's like when I go to Starbucks and get frappuccinos, I'm just drinking a milkshake pretty much. But
you just want ice cream.
It has caffeine in it, okay?
Yeah.
I got these right here. The Book of Lost Tales, Parts 1 and 2. Lord of the Rings.
Those are very impressive.
Thank you.
Yep.
I haven't read them recently, so.
I actually got a bunch of indie books. So going back onto another topic we were off topic of already. We were just talking about books in general because we're both huge nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a bunch of indie books, so I'm excited to read them. But they're on the pile, and I gotta adhere to the pile first.
Yeah, I finished book 1 of Dune. I don't know if there are more books within a single novel or not. I don't know.
No, it's just the first book. Then there's Dune Messiah, and then there's Children of Dune.
Well, no. It's like it just like ends, and then it says book 2 Muad'Dib.
Oh well, that is set up in a weird. Yeah.
Is it like Lord of the Rings where it's like?
It's kind of like
book 2 is both in the Fellowship.
It's kind of like that. Whereas it was a lot more easier to sell when it was like, no, Frank, we just need to sell one. just call it this book 2. He's like, well, it's actually like 4 books and 3 essays, like 2 ecological reports. I'm like, no, Frank, you can't do that. No one's gonna.
Yeah.
Did you try reading the appendix yet? You really should if you want to realize who Frank Herbert really was.
No, I haven't read it yet. Like I just read through it, like that part, and it's like, Paul's like has no emotions and he's a seed, and then and then he's like, oh, now I can feel.
Yep.
I was like, oh, all right, like sure.
Yeah.
Like you know, the movie doesn't touch at all on the incest stuff, and the
movie doesn't touch on anything at all. Not really. Like I said, it was a horrible Dune movie. Like, it was a great sci-fi movie. It was cool as shit. The sci-fi stuff looked awesome. Man, horrible Dune movie though. They straight up left out one of the main villains.
Yeah,
straight up wasn't there for no reason.
Everything is so different. Like the tone, the portrayal of the characters. Like obviously, like Paul is portrayed in the movie more as like a classical hero who's like more of like a chosen one or whatever. But like in the book, it's just like Paul is kind of weird.
Yeah, he's kind of tripped out because he goes in the desert and he takes a lot of drugs. And he comes back.
And he's like, we can never leave because now the drugs are a part of us.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and then Dune, go to thriftbooks.com if you want cheap books. That's where I got my copy of Dune Messiah for like $3. I got it, and then shipping was like $2.
I have the full like series.
There you go.
It came like as in one package digitally, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
because I just read on my phone when I'm working out at the gym. Like if I'm, I just sit on the exercise bike and read chapter per chapter.
Yeah. No, so again, the movie was great. It was a great sci-fi movie. Bad Dune movie. Read Messiah. I didn't personally like Children of Dune. Everyone says it's super important, but to be honest, you only really need to read the last 50 pages. That's probably a controversial opinion, but I also not on the internet, so I don't give a shit what people think.
We have a chatter. Tolia in the chat says, agreed. Most people I've talked to disagree. I don't know what you're talking about, but good for you. I don't know what you're agreeing with. We've said a lot of things.
Yeah.
Is it about...
I can't see any chat. I don't know why.
Are you on your PC or...
Yeah, I'm on my PC. I just can't see anything in chat. It's always empty.
It's always empty, huh? It should show up like next to the thing, right?
Yeah, but it's just like not populating with messages.
Oh. Interesting.
Only chat appearance? I don't know.
Well.
Anyway, so someone probably agrees with me. I'm vindicated. That's all that matters. I now think that my opinion is the only opinion that matters, and I'm going to go tell everybody else that they're on Reddit that they're wrong.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the whole point of Reddit, is to tell people they're wrong?
It's pretty much to tell people that they're wrong and that they should probably stop what they're doing, give up, and I don't know, go work like some sort of weird job.
Yes, it is vindicating you, she said, about the Dune movie being a great sci-fi movie and not a good Dune movie.
Yes, vindication.
Yeah. Also, Reddit is also for telling people that you've done illicit crime and they should maybe also try it.
It's also for a lot of porn. There's a lot of porn on Reddit. Like there's like this actually the most visited subreddits are actually porn.
Also on Children of Dune not being important.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad because man, I used to say that in the Dune subreddit, and those guys got real angry real quick. Apparently, apparently, twin incest is something those guys are into.
Jesus, you know the other thing too is not about Dune, but
just to finish my thought real quick.
Yeah.
But then read God Emperor. Read the whole book of God Emperor because that book gets people woke as fuck. So, just got to put that out there.
It last month, well, you know, like 20 days ago or so, was it's the 20th anniversary of the Fellowship of the Ring movie, which is pretty cool. I don't know what your experience with Fellowship of the Ring was when it came out, or
saw them in theaters with my parents when they came out, the early 2000s. I screamed and cried a little bit because I was a little pussy when I was a child. And the goblins were really scary.
Yeah.
Like if you're a kid seeing those goblins, like, you know, the actors in costumes just lurched over, banging their metal together and making weird noises.
When Fellowship came out, you were what, 6 years old?
6 or 7. Yeah, I remember when they were going through the swamp with Gollum, dude. That shit terrified. I think I cried and left the theater. I'm pretty sure because I did that for a couple movies.
Yeah, well, when Fellowship of the Ring came out, I had just turned 8 years old, and my dad took me to the midnight showing of it. And before any of that, I remember I went to Toys R Us. Yeah, that used to exist. That used to be a thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, those are the days.
I went to Toys R Us with my mom, and I remember like all the shelves in the toy section were stocked with Lord of the Rings figures, and I got this nice little figure named Strider. And I was like, dude, this figure is so cool. He like comes with broken sword and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like my first Lord of the Rings toy, and then I went to the theater midnight showing with my dad and saw it. And Gollum, you know, even though we only see his silhouette in the prologue, like in the theatrical version, like that terrified me. I used to be afraid Gollum was hiding under my bed.
Yep.
The orcs, the Uruk-hai, the goblins were all pretty scary. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the movie, and then I read all the book, and it was a very exciting thing. I have very pleasant memories of the Fellowship of the Ring movie.
Absolutely.
And all the marketing, right? All the marketing they did after that. Burger King had the goblets. I remember we we collect all of them. I have none now. My dad probably still has all of them, unless he was made to get rid of them at some point.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, but there was always there's always one you couldn't find, and so you had to keep going to different Burger Kings to try to see if they had it.
Yeah. Did you ever ask the cashiers directly for the ones you were missing?
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
yeah, all the time.
That's hardcore.
Well, but I think they were only $5 a glass or something
Yeah.
For the little goblets. So, and
I loved all the cool toys. I remember all these angry nerds. Oh, over consumerism. There's bad consumerism. There's good consumerism. Getting kids into the Lord of the Rings fandom. I can think of worse things.
Yeah, I feel like fast food restaurants are more popular than ever in modern day America, but all the toys and perks are shit now. They used to be so good in the early 2000s. You had those Lord of the Rings cups. You had Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Calculators. I still have my Nickelodeon calculator. That thing still fucking works. I got it at Burger King.
Yeah, they used to have Beanie Baby toys and stuff at McDonald's and just cool things. And now it's just wow, thank you for the toy that is just a mold of a character that doesn't do anything and is made of cheap plastic.
Doesn't make any noise or anything like that.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, back in the day, we also had Beyblades with real metal in them, so.
Yeah, it's probably pretty unsafe.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Also, the fist fights afterwards probably pretty unsafe too. But shit happens.
Yeah, whatever.
Ooh, I just blew some snot on my nose. 1 second, I'm gonna beat myself.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, 20 years of Fellowship of the Ring. That makes me feel very old. But yeah. I mean, I don't know.
And we got The Hobbit.
Oh yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Or we don't have to talk about that. That's okay. We don't. We can just.
The Hobbit movies are just Peter Jackson got too carried away.
Yeah, like you said, man. When Thorin Oakenshield got swallowed up by gold, that was probably just him doing it in real life, just him going through.
Yeah. Wait. Beyblades still are made with metal pieces?
Probably.
Interesting. That's what Atolia says in the chat.
It wouldn't surprise me. They're super popular among certain friends of mine.
I thought they were all plastic pieces now.
You can probably still trade for old ones though. I know you go to those little flea markets they have in Stockton and shit. You can buy old Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff. So.
Wait, you can buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards at a flea market?
Yeah, dude. I remember this guy used to have all the legendary cards laid out. They're probably
an investment.
They were probably bootlegged, but they're $30 each. And this is in 2004, I think.
Wait, $30 from a flea market? A flea market's supposed to give you deals.
Oh man, for the
they're supposed to not care about actual value.
He knew what he had, dude. He had all 3 of the Egyptian god cards, back when those episodes were just coming out. So this guy knew what he was doing, dude.
Yeah, I remember when I was in 3rd grade, one of my classmates who also lived in the same apartments as us, his dad brought in all the Egyptian god cards as for show and tell or something. I was like, what the man? Wow, you live in the same poor people apartments that we live in, but you got enough money for those?
Yeah. Yeah, those are the days. Getting shit on by people with all this money to dump on all these huge decks. Hey guys, look at my little portfolio. It's got 80 cards in it. Oh, that's cute. And then they just dump out these 700 card portfolios.
Yeah, and then they rip you off when you're 7 years old and don't know anything.
Yep. And parents don't understand the point of booster packs.
Yeah. Those are the days.
Man, I want to get into Magic again, but I just feel again, that's just a covering for my horrible gambling addiction. I just love playing with cards. Would you super get into poker if you had no restrictions whatsoever or no sense of self-control? Do you feel it's just a cover for gambling?
I feel like poker it just gets boring. I know people enjoy it because they make money off of it or they're good at it or whatever, but anytime I've ever played poker, I'm just okay, cool, I have some cards. Wow.
Yep.
I don't know. It's fine.
Magic and everything. Yeah.
Well, Magic gets boring after a while too. I at this point, it's just so expensive to keep up with playing Magic. The fact that there's 4 sets a year and each set is $100 $120 boxes, and on top of that, like you can buy a box and still not get everything you need. Like you're gonna be spending like, you know, close to $1,000 a year just to get the cards you need.
Yeah.
Like it's just
the
not
only
worth
card
it.
it sucks because especially for those big packs you're talking about, usually the only guaranteed card you get is the one they have on the fucking cover, which is the reason they're selling it in the first place.
Well, it's like at the same time, like it is kind of an investment because you can end up making money off of it in the future, but like to me that's a long-term investment. It's not like, you know, you really have to put a lot of time and effort into understanding how the market works and what, you know, what might be good that is selling cheap and when to pick them up and when to sell them. It's like doing stocks, except you're never going to make as much money.
Dude, it's hella funny. Like when I'm on Reddit all the time because I fucking hate myself, right? Because I just love the anarchy or whatever. I don't even know what the fucking call that place. That cesspit of human emotions.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that post in the Magic the Gathering areas also post in the stock areas. It's hella funny. They're all in the same subreddit. It's like a transition. It's like a 1-to-1 transition. Like it's.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Mad cards are their own market, you know, and it's like when you assess, if you think something's going to be in high demand that isn't currently in high demand, you want to pick up a bunch at a low price, and then when they are, you sell them all because you know they'll either stay there or they won't. But you know things will peak eventually, and you kind of want to get in when they're low and sell at the peak. I mean, that's just basic stock, you know, stuff.
Yeah, 101 financial. I'm sorry, I went to business school. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So you tell people at the office, "Excuse me, I went to business school. I think I can solve this for
you." Yeah. No, at work I usually try to keep my head down, but
that's what you do.
You know, because I started a new position in November. Like, I feel like every time I get a new position, like I learn quick, and then like the boss, like whoever's my new boss, just like super leans heavily on me after that. I'm just like, oh, all right, which I don't mind because like it gives me work.
It's a double-edged sword, and that's also the conundrum of the modern American workplace. Like, you know, a lot of people are quitting their jobs right now, and I think it's just because of shitty managers. It's just a fact of life that a lot of people need to address, that there's a lot of people in management positions that got there because of familiar relations or because they went to school and then they went to post-grad and then they got a doctorate at some, like, you know, ASU or whatever the fuck. Which is not to discount that achievement, but also at the same time, like, you know, when everybody's getting a doctorate, it's kind of, you gotta sort of look what's happening in the eye when you realize that, you know, mass printing out of that sort of thing is going to devalue it.
Yeah.
And just also, there's a lot of engineers that think that they can jump into management and swim.
Well, that's like the first thing you learn, like, because, you know, I did go to business school.
I went to business school, yeah. You know all about this. Go ahead, flex it, boy.
When you take management classes, like, it says, like, not everyone's built to be a manager, and, you know, there can be people that have been trained for years to be a manager, and they'll never be able to be good at it, and there's other people that maybe have no training, and they'll be fantastic, you know, leaders and managers, and it's just like, it's true, right? But yeah, I mean, what you're saying is absolutely correct. They're calling it right now the Great Resignation because so many people are quitting their jobs in America.
Yeah. And a lot of people are trying to. It's super funny watching on the news just see how chipped in they are to see how they're avoiding the real cause, which again is shitty management and like shitty managers, and also some workplaces could definitely be paying their workers a bit more than they're paying them right now. I don't know.
There's a lot of issues. I mean, you know, who can say where start? I mean, if you look at like when the workforce started to really drop, it's because people could just easily make more money on unemployment or government assistance than working. The thing is, the people who want to work are working though, right? Like, you know, but a lot of people who don't want to work that were working, it's very easy for them to just say, well, I can make just as much or a little bit less or a little bit more on unemployment or whatever, government assistance. So why would I spend the gas money, the time, the energy going to work every day, working for someone else when I could just stay at home and do whatever I want and make the same amount of money, right?
Yeah. or they have that conversation in their head. Plus, so every time I get there, my boss either I'm the only one that does anything, so everything usually falls on my shoulders, and it stresses me out and destroys my family life and my relationships because I'm too stressed about work all the time. And B, I'm not getting paid enough. Deal
Yeah,
with all this bullshit.
I think it's super important for people to. I mean, I don't know, like though, like I feel like because of how many jobs are available right now.
Yeah.
Like those people who have shitty work experiences and bad managers and stuff, like they could easily just go get another job that maybe even pays better, or like whatever, that just has a better workplace culture. And that's what's so bad is like I don't think the problems with work and capitalism in America are like all about, you know, the amount of money we're paying workers. I think 95% of the problems that in works is bad managers and bad culture.
Yeah,
like
bad culture is important too. That's something I forgot to bring up.
Yeah, I feel like if people enjoy what they do, like even if it's not like their dream job, if they just enjoy it or enjoy being there, like enjoy their coworkers, enjoy being able to take days off without feeling guilty about it and things like that, like or benefits or whatever it is, like
or they feel like they can call in sick.
Yeah, they won't be sitting there saying, well, I am dreading going to work because my manager doesn't know what they're doing and they're always mad and in a bad mood, or I'm dreading going to work because, you know, I feel like it costs more in gas to go to work than than I get paid or whatever. Like, if you have the right culture, the right people, the right setup, like it's easy for people to work up. It's easy to achieve things. And like this is something that, again, you learn in business school. We read a lot of case studies, like especially like companies like Zappos and things, where it's super important. Like, and this is something, anytime I have a job interview, I bring this up, right?
Yeah.
It's important for them to take care of you as an employee, because if they're looking out for you and your best interests, you're going to return that investment, right? Like, it's a symbiotic relationship. You both benefit from each other, right? I'm benefiting from your investment to me, the things you're teaching me, you allowing me to take days off or mental health days or whatever, the things that you're giving me, I'm going to benefit from, and you're going to benefit from all the work I do for you. And I'm going to do more work and better work because I know that I'm at a place that cares about me, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, think about where we used to work. Man, I would sit in that Jeep all day on my phone because I don't give a shit, because you guys don't give no shits about me. What are you going to do? Fire me? Nah, you ain't going to fire me. Like,
yeah.
It's like you don't pay me well. You don't treat us well. There's promises that are never kept about, you can do this and that and move up and earn more and this, whatever. Like, why would we put in any effort if we're not getting any effort? Like, the only effort I ever put in there was for the customers, right? And because of my own pride. Like, I never put any effort in because of the people who own the company or the people running the company. Like, I don't feel like they earn respect. So
yeah, I can definitely. It's just, it's an unfortunate experience, but it's important to have. Working a shitty job when you're young.
Yep, I feel like everybody does, right? Like, especially if you work like retail or fast food or anything, like the things you learn at those jobs will always benefit you. Like working in a fast-paced environment, working in a team, like on a team, working individually, these are all skills that you're learning that are incredibly important, and you should take to a better job. That's not so, you're just a cog in the machine, right?
Exactly. And two, like, there are a lot more better gigs out there for people who are interested in working independently now, especially in web development. God, so many people are looking for web developers, and it's really not that hard to build a website. Google offers free courses on IT and web development. You can find like a bunch of really good Python courses online for free. So there are tools out there.
And to mention, like, if you just want to, if you're good at like building in general, like websites without HTML, like most website building services now are like old MySpace, like, or even easier. Like, it's literally like just drag and drop like the things you need, so like most of these things are very user friendly and easy to build websites.
Don't tell the people in the upper management. your entire IT department will get fired.
Yeah. Well, I brought that up at work before. Like, I used to, manage the website at my job, and then, I found out we were paying all this money to, like, have people, like,
Yep.
up, like, just, like, for the licensing and stuff. I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
you can build a website and pay, like, $8 a month to host it. Like, like what? Or like pay for the IP or not the IP, but the the domain, and
the domain.
That's like $2 a year.
Exactly. The domain should always be some domains are really expensive, especially if you're trying to fish a .com. And then you got to fucking buy it off someone else.
All I'm saying is nerdyboysreviews.com. I own. I pay $2 a year. I mean,
there you go. Well, that's because no one's wanted to string those words together so far. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's not that difficult, and like you can go to Weebly or Wix or WordPress or whatever and pay very little money to build and run a website.
Exactly.
So whatever. But yeah, it's just crazy to me how much money like businesses are willing to pay. Like I get it, there might be like increased security or whatever, like owning actual properly owning it instead of paying for a host or whatever. Like but yeah.
Biggest tech cost in companies to me, it seems like should always be one, the initial investment when you actually buy all the tech, because that shit gets really expensive really quick. If you're trying to hook up a whole new office with computers, you're looking at a bill like if you have 10 people working in there, you're looking at a bill that's definitely over $10,000 if you want something decent. Like a monitor for each person, the cell. Well, this is depending on if it's a really good office or not. Then of course the computer itself, all the software that goes on that shit. And then the next should be cybersecurity, which is a constant thing. You should be paying monthly. If you're taking your cybersecurity for your business seriously, you should be paying like a pretty well-known cybersecurity company. A pretty hefty chunk of change a month to have your shit blocked. Like
I feel like for the company I work for, our biggest tech investment was literally buying a tech company in Palo Alto.
That's pretty big. That's a pretty big one. All inclusive.
It was like a startup though. Like it was like a, like they're like 3 years in, and like they created all this like security technology and stuff that
Hey man, if you got the money,
instead of just adopting it, we bought the company. And so we own those IPs and
exactly. And two, also nobody know, like if you're saying your company bought their own security software, that means it's not free public domain. It means that no one can just subscribe to it, and I'm gonna crack into it, learn about it, and then learn how to hack other people, which is something a lot of people do. So if they own their own security company, they have their own networks. That's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah,
they take those groceries really seriously. That produce, man, it's got to be secured.
Well, it's always interesting to like hear like leaders too talking about running businesses, right? And it's like something that
cybersecurity is super important. It really is.
When I first like kind of started here, like maybe like a year and a half or 2 years into my job, there's like the leaders of our company, they hold these things pretty often where like everybody in the company comes, or like at least all the corporate workers come and hear about the vision of the future and what we're planning and everything else and how we've been doing. And one of the things our CEO said was like, well, we've been around for a long time, but one of the reasons we're around for a long time is because we function as if we're a startup. We function as if we're a new company, because we're always trying to get ahead. We're not complacent. We're always trying to do more and provide more and be the best we can be, and not just be complacent and say, yeah, we're doing well at the top right now. We're doing fine. Like instead of just sitting there and saying, yeah, we're happy with where we are. We're always fighting and working towards something better, right?
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings goblets are no more. Yeah. Why? Ask Dad why. Ask him. Why he didn't just give them to me, huh? Anyway. Yeah, it's always interesting. Like, and it makes me think too, like, imagine if we had a big corporate thing like that at the harbor, right? And we went to that. What would the leaders be saying? I can tell you, it would be some stupid bullshit.
Imagine trying to get them onto a new harbor management software.
Jesus. Well, I mean, even the one we had, like like, it seemed like it was just like willy-nilly decided, like, oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it was
it did
moderate.
the job, right?
Yeah, and also they didn't like use it to its full extent because it had a slot for photos that they just straight up didn't use. So you took
Nobody cared to learn the full extent of the software. They're just like, well, we'll learn to use it for our basic necessities, and just left it at that, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. That's all I gotta say about that. Moving on.
Yeah.
What else? New Year's resolutions all the way back to square one, which is actually a square, actually a different square from another bigger square, but that's just life in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really have resolutions, but I have general goals. Like, I have goals for the year. I wanna read more. Which,
Yes,
I mean, I already read quite a bit, but I want to read more. I want to continue working out. He's pretty sure they ended up with mom. That's a lie.
That's a bold face. That's
that
just
the
classic.
wrong.
That's the classic lie right there. That's the classic smoke screen, all right? What
This
you
is
just
the
did
classic. They got lost in the divorce bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Ask your mom. I don't know. Ask your dad. And they're just fucking gone. Why can't either of you just say that they're gone? They're not coming back.
I know it's not true because I dated a girl in high school who found the Gandalf Lord of the Rings goblet from Burger King. She found it at a Goodwill, and she gave it to me as a gift. And wow. I know for a fact we didn't have any of those other ones laying around.
10 out of 10 GF on the fucking damn, dude.
Yeah, it was like $1 there.
Oh.
So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, reading. I'm pretty consistent with the gym. I go like 4 days a week most of the time, but sometimes I only go like 3 days or whatever. So, just go, getting up more consistent at the gym.
If I want a full body workout, all I need to do is take my 90-pound German Shepherd with ADD out. Let you go chase. Hold on to it while it's got every score.
I do want to supplement my workouts like with like walks, like and
in
stuff
nature.
too.
It's important.
Yeah.
I want to start hiking more this year. We should get that lined up. We should meet up somewhere because we live in, the state's expensive. The state you and I live in, California, is very expensive to live in, and it's expensive to live in because it's just beautiful and everybody wants to live here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not far from Folsom, which has like good hiking. Auburn is good hiking. Like, there's lots of good hiking places around here. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of reservoirs that are great hiking too.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't it's funny if you brought someone out there and they just didn't know what it was. You would tell them, oh, hey, look at this lake. And then it's like, yeah, it's man-made. But nature settled in there now. At first they were considered travesties, but nature was obviously cool with it.
What else? I guess saving more money to eventually buy a house.
Yep. It's always a good first thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of houses, I really want to I'm going to get my license this year. And I'm going to try to close my first transaction this year too.
Nice.
So, that's just what I'm gonna try to do.
My wife desperately wants a dog, so
don't get a big German Shepherd if you ever had experience with one. Take it from me.
Yeah, due to our current living circumstances, we can't have a dog, but if we get a house, so we're both like kind of allergic in some ways to dogs. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I can't be around dogs because I'm allergic. Like, I don't really care. Like, it just makes my nose itch. But if we're gonna have one, like we're probably gonna get like a hypoallergenic dog, like a Labradoodle or something.
There you go.
Because they're cute and stupid.
Yeah, that's a good reason. It's a good reason. It's a good reason when they're not super smart and they can realize that they can elicit things from you by using they're by jumping on you or by biting you.
Yeah. Or
they don't know that they can use their massive 90-pound body weight to against you by being lazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess those are pretty much my goals. I mean, they're the same goals I had I've had for a while because I just set goals. But yeah, I feel like most of them I'm doing, and they're not goals. Like most of them aren't goals with an end in sight, right? Like reading more, going to the gym more consistently. There's no end in sight for that. It's just just something you want to do. So set your mind to it and do it. But yeah, saving money. There's an amount, right? There's an end goal for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting a dog, getting a house. Those are end
Saving
goals.
money. What's the goal? Having money. Here you go. Hashtag winning. Like look at those numbers on the screen and go, yeah, I'm safe and secure in this modern society.
You know what's funny is I read an article like this dude tried to use his bank account, like a picture of his bank account, to pick up a woman at a bar.
Probably fucking worked. Did it work?
No.
Oh, what? I thought that would work. I thought that's how that's supposed to work. Talk to the wrong woman then, obviously.
I'm pretty sure like it wasn't even like his actual, like it's probably a business account or something. Nice. But he's just like, I have $97,000.
Oh, that's why he got turned down. Like, hey, babe, look at these numbers real quick. Hey,
in America,
you see those 3 commas? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I bet it works for Jeff Bezos. He doesn't even have to pull up his bank account. People are just like, hey,
I'm Jeff Bezos. I can literally buy you. I can buy you whatever the fuck you like. Do you want a continent? You want a country? You want a country right now? I'll put it on the AMX black card. Don't worry about it, babe.
Yeah, here in Dora is nice this time of year.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy Mars. I'm gonna stop Elon Musk from getting there. I'm gonna buy Mars for the UN.
He's gonna open. This is how rich Jeff Bezos is. He's gonna open his own Amazon warehouse on Mars. Pay for the people to manufacture and ship things from Mars to Earth. It's just like, hey, 2-year prime.
Yeah, dude, here you go. It's like fucking. They just give you like red dust in a box. Like, here you go, bud.
Yeah,
like, it's from Mars. That's the only selling point.
Yeah,
so rich you can
here's
buy
a
gravity.
screw that fell off the Mars rover.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna buy the Mars rovers. He's gonna send bigger rovers there.
Jesus.
That guy is insanely rich.
Yeah.
It's not even like stock. It's not even stock options at this point. Like, it's just in pure physical assets. Like, he has so many mansions and so many like boats and shit. Like, you've seen he has like a fleet of yachts that are like $1 gajillion each. It's so stupid.
He's so rich that like anytime people talk about like the first company to reach a certain wealth point, people always say Amazon, which is just it's never true, to be honest. Like Apple just became the first company to reach $3 trillion.
Yes, Apple. But also, dude, that guy just has. He's like someone playing a video game, but it's like when you min-max a video game, and then you're at the very end when you have like, you know, the maxed out account, you can just buy all like the crazy cars and weapons and shit, and just run around.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite. I'm like the kind of person that tries to speedrun Dark Souls, and then like I get to the bosses and I have no armor and like no power ups, and like I'm just like
I didn't know you sped run Dark Souls. What
no,
the hell?
I didn't, but
you played Dark Souls.
That's what would happen. I'm familiar with it. You know, I've seen people play it.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I get the idea, right? Like, you're supposed to like go around, like spend a lot of time in it, learn the lore, like you know, upgrade and get better weapons and whatever, and then, you know, be able to more easily defeat the bosses, but still suffer and cry and a lot.
Yeah. Gotta grin and bear it. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah. I did hear like the most frustrating boss on Dark Souls is the user agreement at the beginning.
Which one?
I don't know. I think in Dark Souls 3, when you open it, like you have to like agree to the user, like you have to accept terms and conditions or whatever. But if you're playing on PC, you know, you have to like manually scroll through the whole thing, and then it doesn't click accept right away. It lands on decline. So if you just hit enter, like you decline. So
people got to be more patient. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey man, we're all impatient. The planet is dying.
That is true. Poor oceans, dude. What are we doing to them?
Yeah. But anyway, I think our hour is up, and you know, we don't have to limit it to an hour, but you know, I'll let you get on with your night.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of nerd stuff to talk about because it's been a while, but today we just wanted to catch up. Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett. I watched the first episode. The second episode's out today.
Oh,
but I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, all I'll say before we finally talk about it is it felt underwhelming.
It felt very I don't know. Inauthentic is the word that keeps coming to mind first, but I don't know why. Like, I don't have any reason why that word comes. Like, I'll need to think on that for a while. I'm not sure if it's because the acting was honestly a little bit subpar. The effects, I don't know. Starlight Pit was just kind of weird. There was a stormtrooper down there for some reason, which is something that I need to include at all.
It just didn't feel as Star Warsy as you would
Yeah.
expect it to.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll probably need time to review and watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm honestly more excited for a new season of the Bad Batch than I am for and again, I could be completely wrong. I'm still personally I'm still a little bit salty how the Mandalorian ended in the last season with just doing the full deep dive back into Star Wars, but whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just see, and hopefully these new seasons, at the end of the day, they're just throwing all the shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. I don't have a problem with that because as long as more Star Wars people who are interested in Star Wars are making it too. Like we got Jon Favreau and we've got Dave Filoni. So we got new Bad Batch. We've got the other good new stuff coming too. The new Bad Batch is on the way. We've got new this, new that. So I'm satisfied. And if Boba Fett's gonna suck, it's just gonna be one of the few shows that they decided to try out that just didn't work. Maybe Boba Fett just worked as that one character who was in the movies for that whole 15 minutes, and that's it. That's all you need to know.
Yep. That's probably what it'll be. But I mean, there are rumors that Harrison Ford is gonna show up, which is just weird to me.
Yeah, because I thought he didn't want anything to do with it ever again. Like he was of a mind of George Lucas that the fans are the worst.
Are they gonna DH him? I guess I don't know. Yeah. It's what it is. But and yeah,
we'll see. That's all we can do. Wait and see. I'm not on any social media anymore except for Reddit when I occasionally go on there to hate myself or.
Well, then you might not know. I mean, were you looking forward at all to the Morbius movie?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Morbius the Living Vampire. He's a Spider-Man villain. He's in his own movie from Sony. It was supposed to come out in October, and it got pushed, and then it got pushed to January. So everybody's expecting it to come out in 2 weeks, and it just got pushed back to April. So,
well, hopefully it's good. I'll go see it in theaters on Discount Tuesday, like everything.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we know about it so far is Michael Keaton is gonna be in it, and Jared Leto is playing Morbius. Yeah. Anyway, it is what
now
it is.
We're the done.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. Anybody, whoever has tuned in, wants to tune in, whoever's listening to the podcast version, whoever, blah 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 blah. Much love, everybody. Yep. Thank you for chatting, Atolia, even though you said some bullshit about the Lord of the Rings cuts. Yeah. Thanks, Chair. Thanks, everyone. Much love. Goodbye. Stopping now.
Later. Yep.